Welcome to Hannah's English Conversations. Before we begin, please hit the subscribe button and like this episode. Your support helps us grow and helps more learners improve their English. Now, let me ask you something powerful. Daniel, have you noticed something strange? Some days we wake up motivated, full of energy, ready to change our whole life. And the next day, we wake up tired, lost, unorganized, with zero discipline. It feels like our mind is fighting us. And the worst part, we can't even explain those feelings in English.
Yes, I've noticed that. And that's the interesting part. Most learners can say, I'm fine, I'm okay, or I'm tired, but they don't know how to talk about the deeper part. The part where discipline is missing, motivation is gone, and everything feels heavy.
Exactly. Self-discipline is emotional. It's mental. It's personal. And if you can't express that in English, you feel stuck, both in life and in language.
Right. So today, we're fixing that. We're going to have a real conversation. How to talk about self-discipline in English, how to describe your struggles, your habits, your progress, real feelings, real examples, real expressions.
All right, let's dive deep. Daniel, be honest. How is your self-discipline these days?
To tell the truth, not great. I've been losing track of my goals. I say I'll wake up early. I don't. I say I'll study, exercise, clean, focus, but motivation disappears and I fall back into the same old habits.
I feel that. Many of our listeners feel that too. And the hardest part is when discipline goes down, confidence goes down too. And then people think, I'm lazy, I'm weak, I can't stay consistent. But that's not true. They're missing systems, not strength.
Exactly. And the funny thing is, when motivation leaves, we think something is wrong with us. But no, that's just how humans work. Motivation is temporary. Discipline is the thing that stays.
Let me ask you something. What's one thing you've been trying to stay disciplined with recently?
Exercise. I promise myself every night, tomorrow morning I will exercise. But the next morning, my brain says, no, 5 more minutes, just rest. And suddenly, 1 day, 2 days, 3 days, gone. And then guilt appears and shame.
Yes, that is the exact cycle everyone experiences. But here's the important part. If you want to talk about that in English, you can use phrases like, I struggle with being consistent. I lose discipline when I feel tired. I break my routine easily. I want to build better habits. These are powerful, emotional sentences.
I like those. They sound natural and honest. Let me try one. I'm trying to build discipline, but sometimes I feel unmotivated. Or, my problem is not starting, my problem is staying consistent.
Exactly. Perfect English. Now, let me share mine. I struggle with the start tomorrow trap. Every time I want to start something, exercise, studying, reading, I tell myself, I'll start tomorrow, but tomorrow never comes. This is a universal problem, and learners need words to express it.
They can say, I always postpone my goals. I delay things a lot. I procrastinate. Or very simply, I have trouble starting.
Yes. And when we talk about discipline, there are 2 very important ideas English speakers use. Tiny habits, systems over goals. Let's talk about tiny habits first.
Right. Tiny habits mean start small, really small. So small that you can't say no. Instead of saying, I will study English for 1 hour, you say, I will study for 5 minutes. Instead of saying, I will exercise for 30 minutes. You say, I will stretch for 2 minutes.
Exactly, because the hardest part is not the work, it's the starting. And when the task is tiny, starting becomes easy.
Like I replaced 1 hour workout with just put on my shoes. Once the shoes are on, I automatically exercise. The habit begins with the tiniest action.
This is so important for English learners too. Instead of saying, I will speak English for 30 minutes, they can say, I will say 3 sentences today. And that tiny action builds discipline faster than any big plan.
Yes, because tiny habits build confidence, and confidence builds bigger habits.
Beautifully said. Okay, now let's talk about the second idea. Systems over goals. Goal is, I want to be fluent in English. System is, I will learn 5 new words every morning. Goal is, I want to be fit. System is, I will walk for 10 minutes after dinner. Goals are destinations. Systems are the road.
Exactly. And here's something important we should teach. When someone's discipline fails, English speakers usually say, my system is not working, not I am a failure. This mindset shift is so powerful.
Let me ask again. Have you ever created a big goal, but no system?
All the time. I said I want to get stronger, but I didn't set up a system. No plan, no schedule, nothing small or simple. So of course, I failed.
Same. I set huge expectations. Then I burn out. This happens to learners too. They say, I will study 1 hour every day. But after 2 days, they break the routine and feel guilty. Why? Because the system was too heavy.
So listeners, don't say, I will learn everything. Say, I will follow a small system every day.
And remember, self-discipline grows by doing small things when nobody's watching.
Exactly. That's the quiet power. And being able to talk about all this in English makes you feel stronger, smarter, more in control.
All right, let's continue deeper.
So, Jenny, we talked about tiny habits and systems, but there's another secret to discipline that most people ignore: your environment.
Yes, let's talk about that, because environment can destroy your discipline or build it. For example, if your phone is on your bed, TikTok wins. If your study book is on your table, English wins.
Exactly. Your environment makes decisions for you. So English learners can say, I designed my environment for success. I removed distractions. I keep my English notebook visible.
Love that. Here's something personal. When I kept my study materials inside my drawer, I never studied. But when I placed my notebook on my desk, open and ready, I practiced English every day.
That's discipline through environment. Also, self-discipline becomes easier when we make habits enjoyable. English learners can say, I make learning fun. I reward myself after studying. I pair English with something I enjoy.
Like listening to English while drinking coffee, or practicing English while taking a walk. Simple things that create joy.
Exactly. Because discipline is not about forcing yourself. It's about supporting yourself. And being able to express these ideas in English gives you confidence.
Let's teach some useful emotional expressions. I'm trying to build discipline. I'm improving my habits slowly. I'm learning to control my impulses. I'm working on my routine.
I lose focus sometimes, but I'm still trying.
These sentences are great for describing your personal journey in English. And because they are emotional, they connect deeply with people.
All right, let me ask you something honest. What is the hardest part about self-discipline for you?
For me, the hardest part is staying consistent when nobody's watching. When someone is with me, I'm disciplined. But when I'm alone, my mind becomes weak. And in English, you can say, I lose discipline when I'm alone. Or, I need accountability.
That's so relatable. For me, the hardest part is starting. Once I start, I can continue easily, but the first 2 minutes feel impossible.
Same for so many people. And learners can say, the beginning is difficult for me. It's hard to start, but easy to continue.
Beautiful expressions. Now, let's wrap this conversation with something powerful. Discipline is not about perfection. It's about returning even after failing. It's about trying again. It's about small steps, small wins, small progress.
Yes, and if you are listening right now, you should be proud of yourself. You are learning English. You are improving. You are building discipline just by listening to this.
And now, our CTA. Thank you so much for learning with us today. If this conversation helped you, please like this episode, subscribe to Hammis English Conversations, and tell us in the comments, how do you stay disciplined? Or what habit are you trying to build? We love reading your messages. They inspire us to make more episodes for you.